Joel Redman was one half of the British Tag Team Champions. That reign ended spectacularly the last time he was in this building when the Thrillers lost tables, ladders and chairs to the Leaders.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing his opponent.
Arrived in IPW, having toured all around Britain for so many years. He finally made his way here in 2009, and what a year he's had. He's beaten US superstar Colt Cabana. He's also had an incredible performance last time we were in Sittingbourne in the heavyweight gauntlet match, and now look, he's going to be facing Joel Redman in what could be a technical clinic here at the Brawl in the Hall. I think Redman just shook hands with Mason. That's a little unusual. Redman not normally the most humble of competitors. Because his tag partner in that TLC defeat was Mark Haskins, who we just saw in action. He was unsuccessful tonight. Will history repeat itself immediately by Redman losing here? Certainly a huge challenge for the physical specimen tonight. Redman just 30 years old, but he's wrestled more in those 30 years than most people do in their entire wrestling career. Look at the energy both of these men must be expending. Back to square one. The stamina both of these men are going to need to beat the other is really almost superhuman. Both men in such good physical condition. Physical specimen in Redman's case is not just a nickname, it really is an apt description. Mason takes him down by the arm. Redman again. Mason was trying to take him down by the arm once more, and this time Redman countered and drops himself hard down. Redman just wearing down. He's focusing on that left arm throughout the early part of the match, but it's just counter after counter as Mason takes control. Redman from down in Devon, trained by Mark Sloan, among others, down at the FWA Academy, and Redman is great success in the early part of his IPW career. Redman rolling through, he's arching backwards, anything to try and take the pressure off that left wrist. So many ways to counter a hold, as does Mason. That's why this has been advertised as a potential clinic of a match from a technical standpoint. And again, as I said in the last match with Haskins, interesting dynamic for Redman not having his manager out here. Gilligan Gordon is not in Sittingbourne this evening. Redman can often rely on Gordon for distraction from the outside and all manner of shortcuts and cheap shots. He can't do that today. It's going to be simply who is the better wrestler between Redman and Mason. Using the ropes to flip backwards and take out Redman. Once again, staying on Redman, not letting him get to his feet. Good amateur type skills. This really is everything it was built to be so far. Redman got those legs wrapped around the neck, the jaw of Mason, and then just pulling upwards, trying to wrench the head forwards. Here Mason screaming in pain when Redman did that, such as the taut it puts on the neck. Well, Mason nipped up and Redman just left sitting in the ring, left looking a little bit foolish. Redman again looking up. Mason takes the leg. Mason is the more experienced of the two, considerably so in fact. It's starting to show a little. There seems to be more ways of switching and countering that Mason knows than Redman knows, and that's not something you usually say in a Joel Redman match. Redman from nowhere, ending up in a precarious and kind of painful position. Again offering the hand, and again Redman being made to look a little bit silly by this veteran. Mason's wrestled all over the world, including for TNA. Wrestled across Europe and the US, Japan as well. Often the younger man, his career still just taking off, predicted by many experts to go on to big things in the coming years. If you ask me, before Redman can do that, he's going to have to work a little bit on his attitude, because, I mean, as with all of the falls, the way Redman approaches matches, the disdain he has for his opponents sometimes is really quite unpleasant. It's the hubris of youth. Maybe that's something that will change as Redman gets older. We'll see. Something that might help make him a little more humble is if Mason can pick up a win against him here in Sittingbourne. Test of strength, and Mason having to arch backwards. Mason having to balance on his head. You see Redman trying to push him down to get those shoulders on the man. It would be a pinning situation if he was successful. 230 odd pounds of Redman pushing down with Mason, and Mason counters, holds on to the arms. Redman grabs the arms of Mason into a pin of his own, and again they separate. Sure, either man has gained a definitive advantage in this one so far. Very much an even contest, very much a game of chess, so to speak, as we were anticipating this would be. Uses the turnbuckle to turn himself around, leaps up high, Mason ducks underneath, and Redman goes down. Redman with the cover, Mason escapes on two. Sweeps the leg, and another cover attempt by the physical specialist. Textbook drop kick. Redman, you would think he might get straight back on Mason, but you can almost see him having to stop and think. He's pacing up and down, working out what to do next to this skilled opponent. Getting behind Mason and Redman. Again going for the handshake, but there's a sign that he's getting frustrated. No clean handshake this time. Cheap shot, kick to the gut, and well, Mason means business now as well. This one's a little bit more aggressive. Uppercut from Mason. Another one. This time Redman goes down. Mason goes for a cover. Didn't get enough contact there, and Redman able to kick out at just after one. Another important thing to remember about this match is whoever wins this will presumably be very much in contention for a heavyweight title shot down the road. Both of these men have been impressing audiences up and down the country throughout 2009. You've got to think they've both got half an eye now on Leroy Kincaid's undisputed British Heavyweight Championship. That belt will be up for grabs later. We still don't know the opponent. Johnny Moss having to call off as turn that hold into a pin. Mason having to be careful his shoulders didn't stay down for long. And I'm trying to think who realistically Leroy Kincaid's opponent could be tonight. Most of the guys I've seen at the back, they're all spoken for, so to speak. They've all got matches scheduled for tonight. I haven't seen anyone who's not meant to be on the card back in the locker room, so it's as much of a mystery to me as it is to you at the moment. That title match, one way or another, coming up later. Redman, snap there, takes down Mason, applies the scissors, squeezing the ribs of Mason, but Mason unhooking Redman's feet. Mason having to do almost a sit-up from an inclined angle to get those shoulders off the mat. Redman trying to push himself up. That's where all those hours in the gym come in handy. The flexibility, the agility to roll out of some of these positions. This is where these extra little bits, an extra little few minutes in the gym really come in handy. Could be what makes a difference. Who has been working hardest in the build-up of this match? Both men have known they're going to be facing each other for several weeks. Mason with a drop kick. Much like the one we saw from Redman a couple of minutes ago. Redman again kicks out at one. Not prepared to stay down any longer than he has to in those pinfalls. Even if it gives him a second less to rest, he'd rather just not have his shoulders on the mat. You never know what someone like Mason's going to try as Redman goes for a crossbody! And just two. Mason gets the left shoulder up and Redman stays tight on him. Again hooking that left arm now, hooking the right as well. Very different style match to the opener we saw, which was real high-flying contest. If you're just tuning in, the Lion Kid is the new cruiserweight champion, having beaten Mark Haskins in the first match of this year's Brawl at the Hall. Mason ducks underneath Redman. Mason with great agility, and Redman sent to the ropes. Redman tried to grab the leg and Mason ended up on top. And Redman tried for the backslide. Mason's shoulders are down and he uses that momentum to make sure he rolls through. Again, not allowing those shoulders to stay down for any time. Redman escapes into a pin and a really, really technically proficient display from both Joel Redman and James Mason. This is just a proper old school wrestling match. But Steve Winsky, our referee, must be exhausted. Look at this pinfall after pinfall. Steve Linsky's wrists must be aching. Keep whip. Oh, Mason lands on his feet. Redman was going for a crab, it looks like. And Mason's got it! Mason's got it!
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner,
James Mason using the Boston crab attempt by Joel Redman to roll through into what must have been almost the 100th pin attempt of the match. This was not a match about knocking out your opponent, about doing them harm. This was a pure and simple technical wrestling match, and for my money it was one of the best matches of its kind on UK soil this year. Mason offering his hand to Joel Redman. They got a handshake at the start. Will they get one at the end? Yes, they do. Redman and Mason put on a clinic at 2009's Brawl at the Hall, but James Mason, in the end, continues his winning streak here tonight in Singapore.
You